Hello, everybody. Who is joining me? I want to give you guys 15 minutes of questions before we start the actual premiere episode. So bring on some good questions. I am at a basketball game right now as well, so this is sort of a busy day for me. It's Raptors and Cavaliers, and right now the Raptors are up, which is a good thing if you're a Toronto fan. Anyway, I can't give you a lot of stats on the game itself just because I'm standing in a hallway right now. But for the show tonight, it's a great episode. We have Scotty's Cabin. Scotty was my dad's best friend growing up. They've been old cowboys since the 50s. And yeah, Scotty was my dad's best friend. And so this means a lot to us. It's a log cabin that we actually renovated on the ranch. This ranch is an amazing place. It's in the Rocky Mountains. 2,400 acres. 2,400 acres. It's a lot of space. And we have the log home, the log cabin, and then also the barns that we renovated for the 4 episodes that we did. So it's pretty great. I see a lot of hellos. Hello to Victor and Tammy and Cindy. Welcome. Bring on some questions. I see there are almost 4,000 of you guys on, and the number keeps growing. Let's keep that number going up, and I want to answer some good questions. What do you guys want to know? Oh, Trista, you're my favorite because you say that I'm your favorite. Realtor life, I take it you're a realtor. Let's see, what do we got for questions here? What do you want to see? This is a show, Papa Does at Home on the Ranch is more about our family and friends and where we came from. So what kind of things do you guys want to know about my past? There's a lot of past, a lot of funny things, a lot of dumb things, obviously because Jonathan's a part of it too. What do you got here? Somebody is asking me to come to North Carolina and help you figure out what to do with your house. Well, you know, Lori, I'd love to be there, but since I can't be there, maybe I can answer some questions through Facebook or Twitter. I'd love to go to every one of your houses and work on it. I would never get any sleep if I did that. Thank you, Cindy. We try our best to do beautiful work, and we love helping families. So the family friends that we're renovating for Scotty's Cabin, Scotty was the ranch hand, and the Bews, Rosemary and Tommy, they were friends. My dad worked for Tommy's grandpa back in the 50s, and this is where we spent every spring and summer in the Rocky Mountains in Alberta. And actually in Alberta and Calgary, that was where we bought our very first property out of high school. So a lot of history. I'm literally in a hallway right now talking to you guys because there's a lot of buzz happening and people are racing by me up and down the stairs. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, fan of the show. So, what do we got here? Let's get some questions. So, I'm going to pop down here at the bottom. So somebody's asking Kimberly if we're doing this for family friends. Yes, as I just mentioned, Tom and Rosemary are family friends. So the renovation is very personal for us. And also, even though it's for family friends, it's very personal in the sense that what we do here would really mean a lot to my parents too. So it's for them as well. I mean, the fact that we're going back to help some family friends, some of their family friends, means a lot. So what was one of your favorite memories as a kid? Well, you're going to see in the episodes, we actually kind of relive some of our memories. We used to ride horses out here. We used to play with the dogs. Ranch dogs, I love them. I mean, they're smart dogs. Border Collies are some of the smartest. But we would play with the dogs. We would run around, goof off in the barns, play hide and seek. Anything a kid would do, we would do. Fishing, everything. What do you see here? Stucco walls in Phoenix. Good luck with the project. Stucco can be difficult to deal with. Did you always want to redo your ranch? So my parents' ranch, it was not far away. It was maybe 10, 15 minutes from where this ranch is, just down the road, actually. But when you're down the road in ranch properties, it's not like in the city, like a couple of blocks. Houses are quite a distance between each house. But I wanted to redo my parents' ranch. So it was a blue. It had blue siding, and it also had blue carpet inside. It was a nice place. It was a raised rancher with a walkout basement on 160 acres, but it was definitely a little 90s. My parents had their 90s style. But we didn't have to. My parents ended up selling that place. We just did a renovation on my parents' place in Alberta where they live now, which was nice. They sort of modernized the place a little bit. What do we got here? So, JD's on the show a lot. Somebody's asking if JD is. Our whole family are in the show, and so we have JD's helping with some of the renos and design and staging. He helps with the barns and demolition. We have my parents actually come. So this is one funny thing you're going to see. There's a roping competition. So we used to do a little bit of trick roping, where you spin a rope. And we had an old family friend of ours who held the Guinness World Record for the largest circle. He stood on top of a skyscraper, and he did one the size of a skyscraper. He taught us how to do trick rope. And then roping steers, we actually are doing it in an episode. I'm not going to say who won, but it's basically my dad against Jonathan against JD against me. Who do you think would win? Maybe, don't answer that. Where are your brothers? So Jonathan and I, we're both in Toronto right now, and JD, I think, is at home in Vegas, and I'll see everybody over the holidays. I finish filming up in Toronto on the 22nd, and I head back to Vegas on the 22nd. So, yeah, I'll be there until Pasadena, where I'm doing the Rose Parade. Who's going to watch us for the Rose Parade? That's going to be, obviously, New Year's Day. But it's going to be pretty exciting. We did it. This is our third year now that we're commentators, along with Nancy O'Dell. Shout out to Nancy O'Dell, awesome girl. All right, what do we got here? So, how many languages do you guys know? Jeanette, I barely speak English. Can I say Scottish? I kind of speak Scottish. All that is a bunch of slurring and headbutting. So, how big is your team? Lisa, great question. I take it you mean our team for renovations, like on Property Brothers. So it depends on which show. We have a large team of people on the construction side under Jonathan. So we have up to 10 projects we do at a time. So think about that, 10 big renovations at a time. And they're sort of all in different stages, because I'll be house hunting with some couples, and then we'll have secured the property, we're starting demolition. Other ones we're almost finished, so we stagger 10. And Jonathan has construction leads and design leads under him on each project. And basically they're local and they know where to get some of the deals and things that we can pass on to homeowners. Also, whenever we're finished a renovation, we leave town, we want to have a local contractor who has warranty work that they can do for clients if it's needed. So it's an important thing. And I have a bunch of local real estate agents that work under me, and those real estate agents, they're actually the ones out there helping source properties, find property. When I'm working with that many clients at one time, you definitely need the support. Who knows that our production company, Scott Brothers Entertainment, we actually produce Property Brothers at Home on the Ranch, and we also produce Brother vs. Brother. So we have a lot under our belt. We have other shows that we produce too that we're not in as well, and we're always developing new talent all the time. We produce some of JD's shows as well. You're going to see some other ones with him. Also, Jonathan and I are doing Tiny House episodes that you're going to see on digital for HGTV. All right, what do we got here? I'm not going to be coming to Philadelphia anytime soon, Shanice. Apologies for renovating. I've been there, but not to do any renovations. Jonathan is not on the chat, and I am not Jonathan. I am his lesser-known brother, Drew. Who has a hard time telling the difference between Jonathan and me? Tell me, what's the biggest difference you guys see between Jonathan and me? What do we got? So, more questions here, guys. I'm just looking through your questions. What interesting. Actually, by the way, being at the basketball game tonight, really wants me to play in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game again. Who saw me play in that 3 years ago? Jonathan and I both played. That was in Orlando. It's going to be in Toronto in February, so I'm hoping, if my schedule works, maybe I can play again. I got to start practicing. Maybe I can get them to let me on the court and practice right now. So, Sean is asking, what interested you both to do Property Brothers? It's a great question. So, back in our high school days, we were actors as kids, and Jonathan and I had creative endeavors too. So I'm an actor and a director. Jonathan's an illusionist. He does magic. If you didn't know, he's actually performed in Las Vegas. And we wanted to do more creative stuff, but we wanted to find a way to do it without being starving artists. So we, in high school, started reading about real estate investment, and we started investing in real estate right out of high school. We read everything we possibly could to know how to get into property in a cost-effective way, because we were full-time students. We went to university as full-time students. We didn't have a lot of money to put down. We actually bought our first house for a $250 down payment. It was a $200,000 house. Anyway, we worked for years and years with clients, and then after 10 years of working with clients, we ended up coming back to film and TV, and instead of getting auditions for acting, I started getting more auditions for host-driven roles. And somebody pitched me for a real estate show called Realtor Idol. It was basically American Idol for realtors, and I have a lovely voice, but it was a silly idea. And then somebody saw Jonathan, found out that I had a brother that does construction, and they pitched us Property Brothers. Property Brothers is basically what we were doing with clients at the time when they pitched us. So that's where it came from, and I love it. Back then, I couldn't see myself hosting. I thought I just wanted to act. And then now that we've been doing this for so many years, it makes so much sense. And I love the fact that we're affecting families in a positive way all over the globe. We air in over 140 countries, so. All right, what do we got? All right, so somebody says they can tell the difference between Jonathan and me because he has bigger features. Bigger features? Like chiseled jaw? I have that. No? Bigger features? Like a bigger nose? I have that. Bigger ears? He has bigger hair. There. Does that make me more like Jonathan? It's curious how I live on Facebook. I don't exactly live on Facebook, but I definitely spend time with you guys all the time. I love to interact with you guys, so the more you can post questions and comments, if you have a project that you're working on and you can send a photo to me, by all means, I love to answer. Someone's taking a sneaky selfie right now with me there. Yeah. How's it going?
You and your brother are awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. They're on their halftime break right now, so it's starting to get a little busier. All right, somebody else is going to do a selfie, right? We're going to do a selfie together, right? I'm live Facebook chatting, so I just selfied you with 7,000 people.
Oh, wow. At the extreme.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, so I'm going to do a few more minutes with you guys as well. I want to answer some more questions about the show, too, if there's anything else you want to know. So this cabin renovation, it's fun. You're going to find out. We actually did, my dad had done the bathroom in the cabin. He put that in over 20 years ago. And so there are no leaks, which I'm impressed. So it feels good for us when we do all this work that it came from. We're making over a project that my dad did, and he did such a good job on it. Granted, the layout, not the most functional, but he did a good job. At least there was nothing falling apart. We just wanted to make it more comfortable. The thing on a ranch, when you are a cowboy and you're working a ranch, all you focus on is the ranch. You don't think aesthetic. You don't think about how much pleasure you can get out of a beautiful, calm, beautiful design. We wanted to give that. So it's important for us to have functionality, which is better for a ranch property than any property, as well as the aesthetic appeal. What am I doing for Thanksgiving tomorrow? So I'm in Canada filming, but that does not mean I'm not going to celebrate the U.S. Thanksgiving. I definitely will. And I give thanks to a lot of things in my life. I give thanks for you guys for supporting us. Our shows wouldn't have the success that they have, and our brand wouldn't have grown as much as it has if it wasn't for you. So I thank you. And also for my family. I have an amazing family, JD, Jonathan, and our parents. My mom and dad are the most amazing parents out there. Oh, I'm being selfied again. There you go. But anyway, so thanks to you guys, thanks to my family. And I'm going to eat a lot of turkey and pumpkin pie tomorrow. All right, let's get a few more questions. So, the show air. Oh, okay, so some of you guys are asking when Property Brothers at Home on the Ranch is going to air in Canada. So it airs tonight in the U.S., and then it'll be the next few weeks. And then in Canada, it's going to be in January. So make sure January on W Network in Canada, that's when you'll get to see the ranch renovation. Tiara Henderson, I can see your post. What's your question? You guys have to understand, too, there are almost 10,000 of you on this chat right now, so if I'm missing any of your questions, I apologize. Where are we here? Let's get another one. Do you come to small towns and remodel homes? So I usually do like a 1 hour radius of a city. So for example, we're in Toronto right now. We're doing a 1 hour radius of Toronto. So that does bring us to some small towns. So if you really want us to be coming to your city, message HGTV for the US and then W Network in Canada, and message us. Get all your friends to message HGTV and say, hey, you want to see us out your way. That's why we went to Austin, was our first US destination, and that was because there was a huge Texan crowd that was saying, bring it Austin. All right, what do we got here? How often do you get home to Las Vegas? So I don't get home a lot, maybe 3 weeks a year at most. However, this year, and then the following year. So in January, we're filming Brother versus Brother in Las Vegas. So that gets me home for 3 months. It's really nice to sleep in my own bed for 3 months. I hope you guys can hear me, by the way. It's starting to get a little loud in here. You guys want to do a photo? All right, I'm gonna hold you guys for 1 second because we're doing a photo. How's it going? All right, ready to selfie?
You guys want me to take it for you?
Yes, please. You guys have you guys have 10,000 people watching you right now.
Oh, how's it going?
Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, have a good one. Enjoy the game. Hey, who's up now at the halftime? Is it still Raptors? Oh, they tied it up. Okay. All right, thanks. All right, so the basketball game is now tied up, so I missed the tie-up. We have an even game, 49 across the board. All right, a couple more questions here, guys. Let's see. What kind of car do I drive? So I drive a BMW 3 Series Sport, and I also drive, when I'm filming in Canada, I drive a Mazda, as well, Mazda 6. The new Mazda 6 are actually pretty great. So do you renovate any bed and breakfasts? So I've done work on bed and breakfasts, but not for the show. I haven't done that. So I love doing unique properties, whether it's a ranch renovation, whether it's something like a B&B, whether it's something like a mixed use, apartments, everything. I like to mix it up, show you guys different things. We actually have a couple of shows in development right now, not with us as hosts, but we're producing. And we're going to be bringing you guys some fun new stuff as well. So keep an eye out at thescottbrothers.com. You guys will actually be able to see a lot of cool stuff that we have coming up. As soon as we have new news, we always post it for you guys. Okay. Yes, Gino, we did go to Chattanooga, and we had a hell of a good time. We will be back. Do I ever feel homesick? I always do, because it's, where I grew up, just outside of Vancouver, it's some of the prettiest country that you'll ever come across. Same in Alberta, some of the prettiest country you'll ever see. Gorgeous, gorgeous backdrops, but I don't get back there very often. I still have family and friends spread out in a bunch of different areas. Also, a lot of my family are from Scotland, so I haven't been back to Scotland in a couple of years. I try to usually go every couple of years, but I do. I get homesick. The ranch that we're actually renovating in the Rocky Mountains, this is actually the ranch where they shot Legends of the Fall, Brokeback Mountain, oh my gosh, there are a whole bunch of the big films that for Western films that they actually shot up there. So I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of all the others, but it's an amazing property. It's $1 million views. All right, I'm going to do 2 more questions. Ready? There we go. Will I ever move back to Canada? I mean, I spend a lot of time in Canada. Right now we're in Toronto. I try and get back to Vancouver every now and then when I can. Will I ever move back? I'm not sure about that. I still have property in BC, so I think I'll always have a place. But I like warm weather, and I do love coming to Canada, though, in the spring and summer when it's beautiful. So, Catherine Whitney, you're saying you can't find the premiere on HGTV in Canada, in Calgary. You won't find it in Canada. The premiere of this episode will be in January on W Network. Not HGTV Canada, it's on W Network. But in the U.S., it's HGTV, and that's tonight. So, unfortunately, the U.S. is getting a little leg up on you guys. Here's my last question. Ready? So, will I be able to do a Christmas on this show? We have episodes where we are in cold weather, and actually on Food Network, you guys are going to see a special. We're doing a gingerbread competition special, so check that out. It's on November 28th in the U.S. It's going to be a lot of fun. Actually, it's on HGTV as well, so you guys are going to love it. Jonathan and I go head-to-head. I have Duff on my team. If you guys all know Duff, he's an amazing baker. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to sign off, though, guys. So I'm going to be doing some live tweeting during the premiere episode, so that's in like 10 minutes. So make sure to be on Twitter, and make sure to use my handle at Mr. Silver Scott, or Mr. Drew Scott. Mr. Silver Scott is Jonathan's. I'll talk to you guys soon. And post and let me know how you like the premiere episode. It's a pretty amazing cabin renovation. This shows you how much we can do with such a tiny space. See you guys.